Hey, what's up, Descendants? Bob here. Today I got another video for you guys. This one is gonna be my Battlesuit Melting Rounds build for Sharen. And I want to start off the video by saying that this build is not gonna be as strong as my overcharged edge build with Sharen. But this build is gonna be, in my opinion, more fun, more dynamic, because we're gonna be using all of Sharen's skills. And that's actually what I wanted with this build, because I'm doing a lot of outposts and I gotta be using Sharen if I want to be taking advantage of the outposts and being as efficient as possible. So that's why I wanted to change my build for Sharen. But that doesn't mean that this build is weak. This build is actually very strong, and just to show you, we're doing 1.8 million damage with a single slash, and we can do up to 400,000 with every tick of our electrocution, which can add up to be around 3.2 million damage. So not too bad, very strong build. It's not gonna be the strongest, like I said, but you're gonna be able to use all of your skills, be more dynamic, turning invisible and doing all that stuff, and actually casting your super. And I just casted a bunch of skills, and as you guys can see, I still have 50% of my mana, and that's because of all the stuff that we had to fix to make this build work. Now let's get started with the weapons. For the primary, I got my Thunder Cage with firearm attack, firearm critical hit damage, firearm critical hit rate, and weak point damage for the affixes. And I'm not gonna talk about the modules, but here they are if you want to take a look. This build specifically, I grabbed it from Moxie's video because I thought that it was pretty good. I had it almost set up as he had it on the video, but I never thought about Sweeping Squad, so I just wanted to give him credit for that. I thought that Sweeping Squad is pretty good, so credits to Moxie. This is gonna be my primary weapon, basically with Sharen for this build. Is the Blue Beetle, and it's gonna give us weak point damage, critical hit rate, and damage. And I'm looking for damage against Colossus for my final affix. But the interesting thing about this weapon is its unique ability, which is gonna help us with our fusion skills. It's gonna give us 30% more critical hit rate for our skills for 10 seconds. And at level 4, it has a 100% trigger rate. So this ends up being a pretty big buff. And just to show you, right now my skill critical hit rate is 61. And after I use a fusion skill, it's now 67. With a single use of a skill, I bumped it up by 6%, which is not too bad. I think that's pretty good just by using the weapon. And basically both of our 1 and 4 are fusion skills, our 2 and 3 don't do damage, so this weapon is pretty much perfect for skill builds with Sharen. Now for the modules for the Blue Beetle, we're using Rifling Reinforcement and Action Reaction for more firearm attack, better insight, better concentration, insight focus, and concentration priority for more critical hit rate and damage, which brings it up to 61.54%, and 4.3x for critical hit damage. Not too bad. More fire rate is going to increase our fire rate by 25%. Expand weapon charge is going to increase our magazine size by 49%. And this one is going to probably be one of the biggest damage increase factors for this weapon. Real life fighter. We're going to lose 20% accuracy, but upon every successful weak point attack, our firearm attack is going to be increased by 10%, up to 10 stacks for 5 seconds. Pretty good module in my opinion. You can maybe use something like Payout, but I really prefer Real Life Fighter because I'm going to be using this weapon kind of like as a backup weapon for bossing. I didn't plan on using it for mobbing, that's why I have that Thunder Cage. So this one is my backup weapon for bossing. If you want to try out Payout, go ahead. Might be actually pretty good. But I thought that Real Life Fighter is going to increase our damage and should be better than payout. And lastly, we're using waypoint sight. And for our high-powered round weapon, we're using the piercing light, as you guys know and have seen from my previous videos. I love this weapon. The only affix that I'm missing is skill critical hit damage. I can't seem to find it. For now, I'm using those 4, and here are the modules for my piercing light. Now for the Descendant modules, I have 3 builds for you guys, but I'll be honest, I'm not using this one for bossing. I'm using this one. I've tried so many combinations to try to make the best possible bossing build, and where I left off was on Fusion Master and Maximize Power. And I've used several different modules, and to be completely honest, the one that seems to feel the best is this one right here. So let's talk about it. For this one, we're using Battlesuit Melting Rounds, and this one is gonna debuff enemies within the area by 40% for their defense and 40% to their electric resistance. Not too bad. Mid-air maneuvering, we already know what this one does. We're gonna be able to grapple in the air, more mobility. We're using increased defense to increase our defense, increased HP to increase our HP. Now we're using skill insight, skill concentration, front lines, and emergency measures to increase our critical hit rate and damage for our skills, which is going to be extremely important. This is going to be one of the major focus of the builds. And for more damage, we're using focus on electric and focus on fusion, and these two are going to give us skill cooldown minus 6.1%, which is going to be pretty big actually. Without these two, our cooldowns would be at 3 seconds, and with them, we're able to bring them all the way down to 1.8 seconds, which is a major factor of why I chose these two. And lastly, we have more skill cooldown with Nimble Fingers and MP conversion. And like I said, I'm calling this one my mobbing build, but it's actually also my bossing build. And the main reason is because of these two modules. I'm still trying to find something that is better than focus on electric confusion, but every other module is not going to give me skill cooldown, and quite the opposite actually. This one, for example, is going to increase our skill cooldown by 50%. This one as well at its maximum level. This one doesn't give me skill cooldown, so I'm playing around a little bit with the modules, but look at my cooldown, it's 10.5 seconds, so I'm only able to cast it once. But my electrocution damage is 210.8%, which is not too bad, but it doesn't one-shot bosses. So I'm still trying to find out if I can do like a one-shot setup. I haven't been able to find it, but I'll let you guys know if I can find something that works out. Lastly, for my outpost build, I would actually like to include Battlesuit Melting Rounds. I still need one more level to have it with 3 energy, that I'm gonna be able to slot it in. But this is what I have. I removed a couple of my skill critical hit rate and damage modules, and I had a skill extension to increase my duration for my invisibility. So now it's at 13.6 seconds, which is very important for outposts. Everything else is pretty much the same for my mobbing setup. If you wanted to change something, I would probably add one more skill critical hit module and set the affix for this one, or the affinity for this module, that we can have more skill critical hit rate or damage. But that's basically it, Descendants. That's the whole setups that I have. This one is bossing and mobbing, and this one for the outpost. Now for the reactor, I'm using the Tingling Mixture reaction with a Blue Beetle mounting. It's gonna give us 160% more skill power. The affixes, they're not good on this one, not gonna lie. I found this one on a week where we didn't have a focus for impact round weapons, so I was just lucky and I got this one, so that's why I decided to mount it. But for my affixes, what I'm looking for is gonna be skill critical hit rate and damage. That's gonna be a massive increase to our skills. Now for the external components, I'm using the Supernova set, which at two pieces equipped is gonna give us more electric skill power modifier, and at 4 set, we're gonna have 12% more fusion skill power damage. And it has a little extra effect, but those two are the major factors on why we decided to have the Supernova set. If you don't want to use a Supernova set and you think that you're more squishy, you can also use a Slayer set. That one is also pretty good. I just preferred having my Supernova set because it's specific for electric Descendants, so that's why I decided to equip it. I'm also using max HP on my auxiliary power, max MP for my Supernova sensor, and max defense for my memory, which is going to be very important. These three, they're going to increase our defenses and our mana by a lot. And just to show you, we're increasing our max HP by 900 with this. But if we don't have max HP equipped, our HP goes all the way down to 2500, which is pretty low if you, to be honest. So we really want to have our max HP at its maximum so that we can be more survivable. And with every module, our max HP is 5.4k, our max shield is 1.2k, max MP 250, and our total defense 37,000. And just to show you guys again the build in action, I have the Blue Beetle equipped. This is how much the Blue Beetle hits for. Pretty much up to 250,000 with a single shot when it's a critical, which is pretty strong. 400, almost 500,000. I remember that we're using real life fighter, so our weak point attacks can hit up to 500,000 pretty much, which is pretty good. We want to be using this weapon for bossing, and we're not gonna be missing too many shots, so not too bad. And once again, just to show you guys the build, 1.9 million damage and 400,000 per tick. Pretty good. We have a lot of skill critical hit rate and damage, so our abilities are more than likely to crit, which is pretty good. Just want to show you how the 4 hits. 150,000 and hits pretty much every single enemy. And yeah, that's pretty much it, Descendants. Very fun build, very strong for mobbing, very dynamic, and in my opinion, more fun than the Overcharged Edge build, but not as strong. I wasn't able to kill the Devourer in a single phase, but doesn't matter. I'm using other Descendants for bossing. I have my Glay, so I wanted a Descendant, or I wanted my Sharen to be specifically good for outposts. And guys, that's gonna be all for this video. If you wanna see more videos for the first Descendant, subscribe to the channel. And if you guys have suggestions for the build, let me know in the comment section below. I'm very interested. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.